everyone. We hope you're about as drunk as you would be if you were watching a Shakespeare in Clark Park production and it was the fifth act. I'm Maria Moller.
And I'm Marla Burkholder.
And we are the co-founders of Shakespeare in Clark Park.
We started Shakespeare in Clark Park in 2005.
In order to do Shakespeare in Clark Park in West Philadelphia.
For free. For 5 nights each summer, all in 1 week, either in July or August.
And our first show was 12th Night. Did anybody see 12th Night? Yeah, 1 or 2 people. Yeah, that's good. Well, we thought we'd start out really small. We'd only have like 200 people come to see 12th Night. We had about 1,200 people total come to see 12th Night. And so we sort of knew we had to keep going. We kind of felt like we had a mandate. And so now we can get, this is Midsummer Night's Dream, 1,800 people in Clark Park on a Saturday night.
So in one summer, in the course of 5 nights, we'll have something like 3,500 people come and sit in a park and groove together on Shakespeare. So we grow every year. Our audiences get bigger. Our budget gets bigger, thank God, so we can pay actors, actually, and our production values get better. But our organization actually really stays relatively simple, and we keep it that way on purpose. One show, it's a Shakespeare show, every summer for 5 nights in Clark Park.
And so that's not that hard. That's a tried and true model. Everybody, people like Shakespeare in Clark Park. People know Shakespeare in the park. One thing that we try to work on, though, is keeping our mindset about thinking about our theater company as being also a public art organization, which is not actually normal for a theater company. And it's funny, because I ran into David Gwynn before the show tonight. I was talking about his murals, and he was like, of course it's public art. And I'm like, yeah, of course it's public art, except that for a theater, usually it is not public art. You enter a structure, you pay a ticket, you expect to see a certain thing. We don't have a structure, we collect donations, we don't have a suggested donation amount, and though most people decide to come see the show and bring a picnic and a bottle of wine, a lot of people don't decide to come see the show. They're just in the park.
So a huge portion of our audience are people that happen to be in Clark Park doing the 100 things that you do in Clark Park. So if you're a kid, you're riding your bike there through the bowl and you stop and you watch the show and you come back night after night. Or you are a family coming for a family picnic and you stay and you watch the show. Or you've got one of the 100 dogs that like to run in the bowl and you stay with your dog. You're a soccer player, you inadvertently join the show.
We have a lot of soccer players in our productions because they tend to keep playing their game while the show's going on. And that's fine, because you know what? Sometimes they finish their game and then they start watching the show. And so that's all something that's very important to us, because we think of Shakespeare as something that is actually a right that we have. It's part of our cultural heritage. You might have a good reaction to Shakespeare, a bad reaction to Shakespeare, but it's something that draws us together as an English-speaking community.
And our take on it is it should be something that's accessible and fun. So we do our best to keep it simple and snappy. It's under 2 hours. There's always live music. Andrew Nelson often does crazy things like take apart an organ in Kensington, and the actors did the music for Comedy of Errors by tooting on these pipes from an organ. There's lots of physical comedy, so broad slapstick humor, and you can't beat sitting in the grass on a lovely summer evening watching some Shakespeare.
You can't beat that, but for a lot of people, look, some people love Shakespeare, some people hate Shakespeare, some people are ambivalent about Shakespeare, some people have had a lot of bad experiences seeing bad Shakespeare productions, and I know I certainly am one of those, and I've been in a few as well. But again, going back to that kid on the bicycle, that is probably, I'm going to guess, the first Shakespeare production and perhaps the first play that he's ever seen. So I'm kind of hoping that, we can get them early so that they see something that inspires them and interests them and makes them understand that Shakespeare isn't just for those people who buy those tickets, who go to that big thing called the theater downtown and go into this structure and watch something, but Shakespeare and theater and culture is for them as well, and it's their right as a citizen of Philadelphia and a citizen of the United States.
So we try really hard to make it hip in the most unpretentious way, and one of the ways we keep ourselves grounded is by picking up the horse poo from a horse randomly coming through Clark Park before the show. That's me shoveling the shit. So to The Tempest. It's this summer, July 24th to 28th, Clark Park. Intoxication or not, bring your horse, bring a friend, bring a dog. It's a great
Bring
time,
your
and it's
children.
free.
Great, thank you.